Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am Danielle, better known as Danielle, Happy Medium in the industry. And in today's video content topic question from the viewer, which was Laurie, well, she wanted to talk about, and I'm going to talk about what is colors in mediumship and do I use them in my mediumship and how do we incorporate that into the evidential world. Again, this is only from how I use colors. Everybody's going to do it differently. So I always want to say that about anything to do with mediumship and mediumship topics or anything to do with that. We're all going to do it a little differently. So always bear that one in mind. But I'll certainly give you my insights and then you can take that away and see how that works with you. So what is colors in mediumship? Colors are basically a formulation of energy. And I think I've talked about this on the channel before, but if not, I might do a video on this one. Mediumship or communicators can come in a couple of different ways. So what I mean by this is in the early days of my development, I used to say people. So what I mean by that is I'd say the man, or I'd say the woman, or I'd say the dog, or whatever it may be. And as my mediumship has progressed, I say less and less of people and more of what I call energy. And so for me, what I learned as I started to become aware of these energies rather than the people, that they had different colors to them. So this may happen straight away, and it's something I talk to my students about. It's important to remember that some of you might be just saying energy, which is a communicator, but because a lot of people have been taught to say people, they sort of dismiss the colored energy. So it's important to recognize that straight away that you may already be doing this. Some of you may be working towards it. Some of you may not do this at all. So there is a few different ideas here with this one. What I learned with colors and mediumship is that as I started seeing less and less of people, I started to say obviously the energy. And from that, I was able to interpret that energy for what it meant. So what I mean by this, let me give you an example, is that I would get dark blue. Dark blue would mean I have a gentleman with me. Now, these are my mechanics. Another one would be, I'd say pink. Pink for me always means children. And so over the years of us doing my development, I started to build what we call mechanics. And I'm going to do a few different videos on certain topics over the next couple of months to help people really debunk what everybody's really saying so that you have a good understanding of what's being said. So mechanics basically means there is an idea that your mind flags up and goes, right, I understand that to mean that. That's basically what mechanics means. And what I did over the years of my development, and I've talked about this on lives and other things within the channel, I've got pages of books downstairs that I used to write notes on when I used to do readings, and I used to put like that with that. And then what I would do is test it to see whether or not it come back around. Over the years of doing colors in my development or within my mediumship, I have learned that certain colors mean certain things, and that ultimately it helps me to be able to give off that piece of evidence. This is actually one of the more easier ways to do mediumship. And you might be thinking, well, how is that even possible, like Danielle? It's simple. It's not overcomplicated. It's very sort of, it is what it is. It is what it says on the tin it is. As long as your mechanics are working and you've tested their mechanics and I always say ratio of testing mechanics or testing a new style of way in which that you're getting evidence. Test it till you're getting at least 80% hitting on the head all of the time. If it's fluctuating and moving around all the time, your mechanics may not be right for what that color means. So you may need to delve a little deeper to understand more about why that color is being presented to you when you're doing a reading. A lot of people may say, well, this is psychic and it's got lots to do with the oracle field and it's got lots to do with the chakra systems and all these types of things. No. If you, and I've said this before on the channel, and if you've watched the video I did a couple of days ago, if you watch my channel and you understand my channel, as long as your mind's in the spirit world and it's staying in the spirit world, then everything is the spiritual world. It's got nothing to do with the psychic pyramid. It's got nothing to do with the chakra system, none of them things. So it's important to remember that when our mind's in the spirit world, it's always spirit, if I could say that to you. Colours can be used all across the board. So from pieces of evidence to the communicator who you've actually got, to really be more specific about personalities. So another one that I use when I get the colour green, like I'm wearing green today, that means I've got somebody who's very sort of healing, somebody who's very down to earth, somebody who's very sort of simple, laid back. That's what green means to me. Probably one of the techniques I could give you is to say to you, what do colours mean to you? So if you were to write yellow, green, red, blue, pink, white, whatever down, write them down. And then when you're doing mediumship, see if them colours correspond with what you actually think that they mean to you. That's another way to test this one out. Colours are very, very good if you're struggling clairvoyantly. Now, I've said this before in my class, I'm going to say again, 90% of people are not clairvoyant, right? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way or a rude way or anything like that, but it's because everybody's taught that way. What you don't actually realise is that you could actually be clairaudient, or you could be just somebody who sees energy but doesn't see people. Neither one is right nor one is wrong. But because a lot of people are trained to see people, and then they don't see people and seeing all these colours, but they're ignoring them because they think, well, it's part of the chakra system, it's part of the sight parameter, they totally dismiss it. And then what happens is that you think you haven't got anything, or you feel that there's nobody there, or you're not aware of anybody, all of the above statements that I'm talking about. So for me, when we're using colour and mediumship, it's really helpful to get you kickstarted. Let me sort of take it back. I used to train a lady from Canada, maybe about 5 years ago. She didn't see people at all. And she used to always be getting this purple. And I used to say to her, well, what's in the purple? Can you describe the purple? Now, remember, when we're doing communication, that's all we're doing, describing what it is that we've been given or what we're seeing or what we're hearing, all right? And she started to describe that purple. And as she described that purple, she actually described somebody else, another student in the room's mother, their personality. So it's important, I think, to recognize colours stand very much within your evidential world. You can actually use colour for a multitude of mediumship, evidential mediumship, like I say, from personalities to who is it? Is it a man or a woman or an animal or whatever? Age, I can use colours to age a communicator. I can use colours to get me a pattern. So for example, another one that I get, yellow. Now, here in the UK, depending on where you're watching from, here in the UK, we have a particular charity that represents and supports people who are living with cancer, who have passed with cancer, and such like things. Every time I get yellow, I know that I have somebody working with me who has either passed with cancer or who is terminally ill with cancer before they passed. And these are just mechanics that I've built over the years. Red means to me, now remember, these are all mine. Now, it may not mean the same to you, but it's trying to give you a bit of an understanding of what I'm trying to get over. Red to me means that this is that person's favorite color. So colours also, we all have a set of favourite colours. It's very specific as well, so that evidence becomes quite evidential. It becomes quite specific to people. All of us watching this channel, and also our loved ones, in which are on the other side, or even still here at the Earth World, we all have a couple of favourite colours that we would like to wear or like to wear on a regular basis, or make us feel very good in that colour. So for Laurie, who gave me this question, it's an amazing question, one that doesn't get enough talk about, I think, in the evidential world there, or it certainly doesn't get enough noise, as I could put it, because what we're doing is training mediums to constantly look for people. You may actually be that medium who is working with colour and just don't know it. You could be that medium who actually has colour and is sort of pretending that it's not there or ignoring it because that's not what you think you should be saying. One of the things with mediumship is, and I've said this across the channel and all for many years now, everybody's doing it differently, and everybody is unique in their own way. Just because somebody is seeing a person doesn't mean to say that you should be seeing a person. And also make sure that you are looking at your development and thinking to yourself, well, if I'm not seeing people, am I maybe more clairaudient? Am I a medium who maybe hears the spirit world more? And check that one out. Also, if you're using color, build a mechanical set for your mind so that you know what they mean. Mechanics is just an opportunity for us to help the mind understand more about what it's doing so that it's not fearful of the spirit world, or you're fearful of not getting it right, wrong, or indifferent. So for me, it was an excellent question. So thanks very much to Laurie for that one. New uploads are going up next week, so I'm looking forward to giving you more information. If there's something that you want to question me about, or you want to talk to me about your development, then please do leave some questions or comments in the comments box, and I'll endeavour to get back to you as soon as possible. And if I can do the videos on it, then I will. Have a great week. I love you lots and lots from me and the spirit world. Take care. Have fun with colour, okay? See you soon. Bye for now.